Do I look alright? I think I need to hear you. About to interview Eternal. When? Eternal. After this long. Very excited. Very nervous. Very excited. Here they are with me. Check it out. It's Eternal. Hey, how you doing, girls? You alright?
Yeah.
Good. Esther, tell us about Eternal's background, where you've all sort of like come from the homegrown little thing right up to where you are now.
For myself and Vernie, we're sisters. We grew up in the church, going to church every Sunday. Mother being a pastor, so it's very strict. For Kelly, she grew up in the church also, but her main sort of studies and things were through Italia Conte. She went to performing arts school with our former member Louise. And well, took a year out to get to know each other and we started our first album.
I've read, whether it's true or not, that Kelly, you always had aspirations to sort of like be on stage and sort of like, you know, do your thing and whatever. And for the sisters, Esther and Vernie, it was more, well, not it was more, but there's never really much mention about your want to be on stage. Was there one?
Definitely. Growing up in the church, it's not something that you say, no, I want to be a singer. I think it was you go into church, you sing every Sunday, it's a natural thing. No one's going to curse you because you sang a note wrong, because you're singing to someone for a reason. But as we got older, it was like standing in front of the mirror, myself, should I say, with a comb and, you know, singing away with my mum's shoes and dresses on and stuff like that. It's always been a want, definitely, to be singers. I mean, for myself, I've always said if I wasn't going to be an artiste, I'd definitely still be in the church singing.
Exactly what input does each member have into the production side, the writing side, the arrangement side and everything like that? How much of a hands-on experience is it for you guys?
Major.
Yes.
You're very involved now.
From day one.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I think because we're musically minded and have been since we were kids, we know exactly how we want to sound and how we want to be portrayed. And we're perfectionists in the studio, especially this one right here on my right. She's, from the day I met her, she is such a perfectionist when it comes to vocal harmonies and arrangements and things. So she actually taught me a lot in that kind of way. So from day one, we've been very critical, not just on ourselves, but with the people we work with, very picky and fussy on what style, we're going to be portrayed in. So.
Okay, so you've always had in your mind the perfect image of Eternal. It hasn't sort of like changed as the years have gone by.
It's grown.
It's grown.
And progressed.
Right. But you've always had
But you always
idea.
know that you want the end product to be the best that you can make it be. And you always work really hard, never settle for second best, because it's just not good enough in our eyes, As long as you've given it your best shot and you've worked really hard on it, and you listen to that song or that single at the end of the day and you can be proud of it, then that's when we're happy.
I wanna be the only one to hold you, touch you from the right. I wanna be the only one to soothe you, erase all my pain. I wanna be the only one to love you over again. I wanna be the only one, the only one, the only one I am. Now you deserve a mention. My Lord, you do. You can have the best of life. With all this I'll give you a pure love that gold can't buy. If you take a chance, I'll be worth the chance, worth the chance. Oh.
Some would say that competition now is hotting up a lot more. You've got new groups coming through like Entice and the Spice Girls and All Saints. What do you think of the competition? Is the competition healthy at all? I'm not asking you what you think of the bands, I'm asking what you think of the level of competition at the moment. Is there any?
We don't actually see competition. I think everyone's out there to buy, they're going to buy a record if they like the record. I mean, if they don't like the record, they're not going to buy it. I think it's good that there are a lot of girl groups coming out, because we've had the boy bands, I mean, and I haven't heard any complaints about that, so it's quite nice to see the girls coming up now and great music coming along with it.
The current state of R&B, British R&B in the charts, or just in the music scene in general, what are your thoughts on it? Is it good? Is it happening? Is it still too slow? Is there not enough of it? I mean, how do you feel about it at the moment? The black music scene.
I think it could be better.
You think it could be better?
But then, that's a deep one, you see.
Well, I mean,
where do you want to go with
Exactly. There are many ways you could go.
Say you were head honcho of music biz. How would you change things now to put to make R&B more prominent than it is?
I'd make sure it's as equal as, because most people in record companies think it's a black and it's a white thing, so they have white A&R guys to choose, you know, white people for white songs, and they've got a black guy for, you know, you've got even a black label on some record companies, and I don't think it's a black or a white thing. I think music is music. You should pick a person not because of their colour, but because of what they're about, and yeah, you do need an image. But this industry is not about that. It's whether they've got a good look, and if they look good, you know, we'll just change their sound in the studio. Do you know what I mean? And if they're white, that's even better, because they'll sell. And that's just negative.
Yeah. Vernie, do you think the current situation is changing for the better, or we're experiencing like a fad, like a fashion thing at the moment?
What, with music?
With music.
R&B music?
R&B music, yeah.
Like Esther said, this is deep, because I don't actually see that much out there. Considering the amount of years that black music has been going, and I say black music not in a colour thing, but just
Style.
Yeah, style of music. There's very little in the charts. I can count it on one hand. And how many of those are British? You know, it's like, it's difficult, because, you know, it's what the people want to hear, but then that's catch-22, is what the radio stations are playing for the people to hear. So there's a lot of change.
It's a constant circle, you know, and someone has to break the chain, and once that's done, then it will be, you know, equal music going out there. It'll be equally spread for everyone to get a taste of whatever they want.
When you write songs together or individually, what do you draw from? Do you sort of like put yourself in somebody else's shoes and write, or do you draw from your own experiences? Are they autobiographical?
Bit of both. But you wouldn't say anyway.
It's all got to be about things that you've experienced, because you can hardly write about other people. It's not, unless you have real knowledge about their experiences. But it's usually,
well, you've got a big imagination, Bernie.
Yeah, mainly imagination. Because everybody's going to be playing that song. You wrote that one. Oh, all right.
Yeah, so let's just say imagination.
Great imagination.
Yeah.
Child goes to the store for a loaf of bread. Don't you love me? Don't you love me no more? Bullets flying all around his head. Don't you love me? Don't you love me no more? Said she's hurting, gonna lost his job. Don't you love me? Don't you love me no more? To feed his family, got to steal their rock. Don't you love me? Don't you love me no more?
What's the most satisfying aspect of doing what you do? What is it you sort of like, when you get time to go home, you say like, yeah, that was fly. That was
Don't fall now. God, there are many things. We're really not a materialistic band, so to say cars or flashy houses or things like that, they're really temporary and very materialistic. For us, you know, I think one of the most satisfying things was one of the first years that we'd had enough money and we'd saved up during the year, and it was Christmas, and we'd all got so excited because we were going to buy our mums a car.
You're right.
And we sat around the table going, well, yeah, but she needs an automatic and she needs this because of that. But she does shopping, so she's going to need a boot. And we'd all sat around discussing what car would be best for our mums. And Christmas Day, they all got them and we'd organised them so they got delivered at the right time and on the right day and when they'd be home. And, you know, all that kind of thing. The organising, putting that kind of thing together was so nice, and we enjoyed it so much.
So basically the giving back to those
who've given to you for so many years. So I think those kinds of things are, you know, hold far more of a value than materialistic things.
Okay, well, materialistic as I am, but I have tickets in my hand. These are golden tickets, right? And these tickets are to the swankiest, the swishest, the bestest event in the whole wide world. All right, there's a ticket for 2 for you, a ticket for 2 for you.
I need 3.
You need 3, do you? Right. Okay.
Thanks.
Who are you taking with you? Come on now. Who are you taking with you?
Kelly. I'll give you one so we can go together.
All right. Thank you very much. That's the easy way out, y'all.
Okay, well, you need 3, so that'd be all of us 3.
That's mine, Kelly.
Ooh, and mine I'll give to the cameraman. Oh, it's true, yeah. My 2 I give to, 1 to Esther and Vernie's mum and 1 to my mum. See?
There we go.
Perfect.
You see that, ladies and gentlemen? Eternal have also mastered the art of dodging questions. very, very slickly. Well done. Eternal and yourselves individually matured since the beginning, since Stay way back in '93? How have things changed, or how have you changed as years have gone by?
I'd say we haven't changed as people. We're still the same people before we were in Eternal, but business-wise, we had to be more business-minded. You know what you want. You know, styling yourself and doing your own makeup, starting to learn about different lightings and. Musically, it's just a progression of being able to write more, knowing who you want to be with for writers or producers, loads of different ways.
There's been talk of Take That getting back together for this special gig that's going on. What would it take, if at all, for a reunion with Louise? What is it possible? Would it ever be on the cards, or is that a part of the gracious past that, and you want to, you know, move on from that now?
Gosh, you wouldn't take very much, actually.
No.
Because we all get on. But I think it's just from the point of view where she needs to establish herself as an individual, and we need to establish ourselves as an individual, individuals. But from the point of view of getting together, there's no real problem. You know, a one-off gig, if it's right for us and right for her,
if there's a place in your heart we could share, we could both be there together. 'Cause you give me so much joy, and that should be special, just me and you. Could be good, so good if we could come together. Could be good, so good if we could last forever. Could be so good if we could come together.
Sticking with the Louise subject, how have, if at all, have Eternal changed since Louise's departure?
not because of her departure
No,
we
no,
changed at all, because Louise was there when we were choosing the songs for the second album, so her input was most definitely there, and the style of music that was created for Power of a Woman was created with her in mind. So none of that had anything to do with it. We've changed, obviously, as people, and we've grown up and we've moved on in our careers, but that's just because that happens naturally, not because one person isn't there or there. So it had nothing to do with it at all.
When I first saw you, I already knew there was something inside of you, something I thought I'd never find. Angel of mine, I look at you, looking at me. Now I know why they say the best things are free. Gonna love you till the end of time. Angel of mine, what you mean to me you'll never know. Deep inside I need to show.
What can we expect from the fourth album?
Oh, that's going to be really exciting. How far can you go with the explanation?
We are hoping to work with people like Puff Daddy, Timbaland.
I
Rhyme
really
at
would love
Night.
to work with Mint Condition.
Yeah.
So boys, you know, hook me up, okay?
Flash those pretty brown eyes.
Oh.
That's one of their songs.
Yes. All right.
And I am blessed every time I look into my baby's eyes. I think of all the friends who touched my life. I realize in a world where some have more and some have less, I have love and
I am blessed. Rumour has it you sung the song for the Pope. Now, is that true or not? Did you
Yes.
sing the song for the Pope? What kind of experience was that? How was that?
We were actually in Italy promoting the single I Am Blessed, and we were told about a once a year event that happens which raises money for charity. Patti LaBelle, I always get it wrong. Patti LaBelle did it the year before, and we were like, hey, we got to do this. We'd been told that he'd heard the song and, you know, would like us to come and perform that at the gig. It was a 3-day event. The first day was a rehearsal day. The second day we actually got to meet him, and the third day was the actual performance. But he wasn't actually at the performance because he wasn't well enough to be there. But Enya, Gypsy Kings, and John Denver, and loads of other artists were there. It was a great night.
They were all there. Speaking of performances, I mean, you've been performing for years now, but do you still get nervous when you're up on stage?
Definitely. I think when we toured just gone March, our first gig going on, I'll tell you, my stomach was just churning up. And then everyone comes in the room, remember you've got to do this and don't forget those steps, and you know, you've got to come in the right time because otherwise, you know, you're like, it was lots of pressure. And then I think even for the Wembley gig, that was even more pressure because, you know, for your hometown, people, because there's so many people that always tour London, they have it so easy that they're like, show me what you've got, and that's what it comes over to us, and say you really want to show them what you've got, but in the end you end up messing up because you show them too much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You try too much.
For all of you, which have been, or where have been the most memorable places you've performed for whatever reason? Maybe it was a good thing, or for some reason it was a bad thing. I mean,
I think it's got to be New Zealand. I think all of us would say that. It was one of the first time we ever visited that country, and can't wait to get back. Loads of schools all over New Zealand had to write in and put all the songs together and make some kind of poem out of them. And the best one, the best person out of whatever school won. So we went and visited that school and performed there. But the surprise for us is when we got there, they performed for us. And it was Maori dancing and singing before we had to perform, and that was beautiful.
What do you miss most when you are on the road and you're here in Prague and you're over there in The Hague and you're there in Washington? What is it you miss the most
Cooking
about
for
home?
yourself. Sometimes it's like, can I have a straight, lamb cutlet or something? It's a la carte this, and you get these small little things like, what is this? And sometimes just cooking for yourself.
It's just waiting for things, really, isn't it? I mean, people think you're really, impatient but, I'll do it myself. I don't, you say, if we're on tour and the chef, I'll do you anything, Vernie. I'm like, can I just cook it myself? Because you feel like you're ready to eat when you're cooking it yourself. When somebody else is cooking, you're like,
wait.
So it's just doing things for yourself.
Could it be magic? Could it be a fantasy? Maybe I'm dreaming, 'cause it sure seems to get to me. Say that you want me, say that there ain't no one else. Make me no promises, 'cause we both know only time will tell if this is real or just a moment in time.
Categories. It's a thing over in this, I think more in this country than anywhere else, that every time a group or an artiste comes out, they have to be pigeonholed into something like that's R&B and that's blatant pop, that's Britpop, that's alternative, that's indie, yeah, or you sound like, or you're trying to be like.
So you're the next.
Exactly.
Like that.
If you're if I'm giving you the free mic now to describe your sound, or for you to categorize your music if you can, how would you describe it? What category would it be in, if any, or do you defy definition?
We defy definition.
I knew you'd go for that one. 10 years from now, what can we expect to see Eternal being involved in then?
Will we have all of our faculties in?
You'll still be compos mentis, fully compos mentis.
Okay.
Well,
Let me
put a
just
thinking cap
go
on.
into the 20th century.
Fast forward.
You're stupid, you know.
Then you come back.
Oh, you went 10 years too far.
What will we be doing? Definitely be happy. And if we're together, then still hopefully making good music.
Okay, well, Bernie, Esther, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All the
Thank
best.
you.
Thanks.
Say the best things are free. Gonna love you till the end.